up, Dokkaners? Welcome back to Tsunami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. For today's video, we are taking a look at the Connected Hopes category mission for the Legendary Goku event. And I'm going to tell you right now, for this category, your options are very limited. It's a small category, it's a new category, it's a dumb category. Everything you don't like in a category, it's this, because it's stupid. I, first of all, hate the idea of this category. Connected Hoops, yeah, so profound and not vague at all. So, your options are very limited. I was still able to put together 3 team options for this, but there's a good chance that some of you are just not going to have the units for this, because, again, category is very low. But the good news is that there is a good older category hidden within this category. So the team that you're seeing before you is the Super Saiyan category. And with the Super Saiyan category, obviously that means you have to bring the Namek Goku. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing and why I'm playing this very weird at the start, it's because in order to trigger the Namek Goku Super Saiyan transformation, starting from the 3rd turn, you have to have 70% health or less. That's why I'm putting all of my type disadvantage units in front, trying to not use that many super attacks because I want to get stacking as early as possible. In order to do that, you got to get those Super Saiyan Gokus going, because the last thing you want to do is spend 10 turns trying to trigger the transformation organically. You don't want to be going through the fight normally to do that. You want to get those defensive boosts in early, because the more you get to grind out that defense boost, the more you can heal when you pick up matching orbs, the more survivability you have against, let's say, I don't know, the most impossible level, the stupid Grade 8 unit. I hate that level so much. It's such a massive jump from the Super Saiyan 3 in terms of damage that you take that you're just not ready for it. You gotta really plan ahead. So that's why I kind of got lucky. I had the 2 Super Saiyans on the first turn, so I was able to keep them together because then they don't link, they take more damage, and that's why we triggered both the transformations. So from here on out, we now have a permanent defense booster with our 2 Namek Gokus. Now to round out the rest of the team, we've got the Int Super Gogeta. This is probably, I'm not going to say the MVP, but he's really, really useful, and he's an old unit. So unless you're a brand new player, there's almost no reason why you shouldn't have him other than just bad luck. But like I said, because he's so old, he's more accessible, which is why I'm going to be pushing this unit a lot. So if you just were not able to get the guy, that sucks, and I'm sorry, but you're probably going to be stuck on this category in general anyway. So if you don't have 1 or 2 of these units, you don't have too many other alternatives. But the Super Gogeta is really, really good because he can raise his defense. He also gains a medium chance to dodge when he picks up a Rainbow Key Sphere, just 1. Then, when he picks up 2 or more, he gains an extra attack boost. When he picks up 3 or more, he has a high chance for a critical hit. Those critical hit ratios come in very clutch at the end of this entire event because you're fighting Tech full power. You're kind of probably running low on items, and you're on your last leg. So you need all the help you can get. Gogeta really pulls through. I am also bringing the Spirit Bomb Absorbed Super Saiyan Goku. He gains attack and defense plus 7% per key sphere obtained, plus an additional attack plus 7% per Super Saiyan category ally attacking in the same turn. You're always going to have 2 Super Saiyans with you because this is an entire team full of Super Saiyans. And yeah, he is a little scary for the final round, but that's kind of why you're going to need your defense stacking early so that you can heal up, you can pretty much absorb most of the attacks by the end, and you can minimize his involvement by keeping him on the 3rd slot so you can have him sit out. But he does gain defense quite a bit, so he'll greatly raise defense on his normal super attack. If you are trying to be very mindful of increasing his defense, you got to be extremely careful because he does gain a lot of ki very fast. So if you're trying to have him just use his regular super attack, I'd be careful and not pick up too many Rainbow Key Spheres. Rainbow Key Spheres give you ki plus 2 instead of ki plus 1 on this guy. So keep that in mind if you want to greatly raise his defense and keep him somewhat protected. Int Gotenks. This guy is the gift that keeps on giving. I was pretty low on this guy before, but he has turned out to be one of my most frequently used units in these most recent slew of events that Dokkan has been giving us. He's really something in terms of defense. He raises defense greatly. The stunning, not so much. That doesn't really affect us here, but that does help on the Super Battle Road. And every stage of his transformation makes him even better in terms of defense. What makes him even better at the Super Saiyan 3 level, which happens around like 7 or 8 turns, is that he goes to the offensive side of things and starts greatly raising attack and defense. So he becomes a very viable damaging option, which is not, it's a welcome surprise. You don't think about that. Ta-da!
Grim Reaper of Justice, Super Gotenks!
And then to continue, we've got the physical Year 3 Gogeta. You gotta bring this guy because he can heal you. When he transforms into Gogeta, he's a lot more powerful, so more offense. Defensively, you know, a little scary at times, but he's still a lot more serviceable than the traditional unit. He has a lot to give, and it's so shocking to see just how powerful these Year 3 fusions are and how they keep up with the units of today. He +3 per rainbow keister obtained, so the chances of him using an Ultra Super are pretty high. Really was hoping that he would give a team attack boost, but he only causes Mega Colossal and lowers attack and defense, and obviously lowering attack doesn't factor in here. And to round out, I've got this guy, the physical Future Gohan, one of my dark horse units in Dokkan, I think. This guy is actually somewhat reliable as a tank, and you wouldn't expect this. And what's funny is that when this guy first dropped, a lot of people hated him because he was a Future Saga category lead. Ki +3, 130%, attack and defense +170. He only raised his attack and defense for one turn and caused immense damage. People were very underwhelmed by what he did, and I get it. Attack +100%, raises defense by up to 100%. The less HP remaining, the greater the defense boost. But what I like about this guy is damage received minus 10% at the start of every turn, up to 50. Which means in 5 turns, he tanks 50% of the damage. That's a tank. Now I know that his low stats kind of offset this pretty cool tanking ability, which is why if you give him full additional, he could probably stack attack and defense multiple times on a turn, and then given the dire situation, he could even have more defense just from having his passive where he gains extra defense from being almost dead. So all of that combined with 5 turns of tanking makes him actually reliable, and he was able to hold his own even on the final stage. So Future Gohan is a pretty user-friendly unit, I would say, because it really just requires 5 turns and then he's set. So you can rotate him out whenever you want, but if you need him, bring him back in, have him tank a little bit, but of course he's got a super first a couple of times, at least once. I think right here, I think you're going to see a good example of the Future Gohan and what he's able to do in terms of tanking. It's obviously not like what you see from a traditional tank, by no stretch of the imagination, because this isn't his main thing. It's just that it's part of it. He kind of does a couple of things mediocre. It's not like he does one thing really well. So we're going to see right now. So he didn't super, so I was really scared right here because I was scared that the Future Gohan was going to get supered. But here's the first super attack. I don't know if we get a second one, do we? So this is raising attack and defense. Okay, so we basically greatly raise our attack and defense because we stack it twice. And then let's see how much damage we take. We do have a lot of health. 47, 48, 48. Now that may seem like a lot, but we're fighting the STR grade A for crying out loud. That's really good. Because normally, certain units you'll bring in here, you wouldn't be expecting the escalation to take place, and then suddenly before you know it, you're taking 90, 100, 150k per slap. So props to Future Gohan. If you guys have this unit, consider bringing him. It was either him or the Int Future Gohan. The other, I forgot what his name is. Heroic Warrior Future Gohan. He doesn't transform unless you have Trunks on the team, which is a problem. He greatly raises defense for one turn, and then he tanks for 58% of the damage when your HP is 58% or less, which I wasn't feeling that. So speaking of, let me go over the other teams that I could come up with. I haven't tried these, but like I said before, once I complete all of these missions, I will start doing a couple live streams, a couple videos, where I start using some unorthodox team builds, alternative leaders and all that stuff, just to give people more options. So these are untested, but the other 2 teams that I could come up with were a Pikkon-led team and a Super Saiyan 2 Goku-led team. So the Pikkon team is obviously Connected Hopes. So you've got the Pikkon AGL, you've got the Int Gotenks, you've got the STR Namek Goku, and you've got the physical Gogeta. So those first 3 units besides the Pikkon, those are all returning favorites from the Super Saiyan team. The other 2 additional units that I brought was the LR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, the one with Vegeta's respect, and then the Int Super Saiyan 2 Goku, who is an Otherworld Warriors leader. I don't like this team because there's absolutely no stacking except for Goku. And the unfortunate reality of this situation is that you need some stacking on the team in order to get by. If you've got a whole bunch of units that don't stack, they better be really, really powerful. And some of these units people may just not have either one copy of or maybe multiple copies of. For example, Pikkon, he was on a banner that people didn't want to summon on, so the chances of you having him are pretty low, which basically renders this category completely useless. And then, of course, the LR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, he's also from an LR banner, so most people are probably not going to want to summon on those LR banners. They are luxury banners after all. So it's a kind of a tight squeeze here. So if you guys have this team, I guess you could try it out. To be fair, Namigoku's not the only one who stacks. You do have some stacking from Gotenks who can help you get by. And that's honestly it. Like, everybody else is kind of scary. So then the final team that I could come up with is an Otherworld Warriors Super Saiyan 3 category team. Everyone still fits inside of Connected Hopes. So you are obviously led by the Super Saiyan 2 / Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And the chances of him transforming are extremely high because his transformation condition is that your enemy has 80% health or more. So it's basically where you have to bring him into a turn where you just start out on a new form and he'll transform after the 3rd turn. So it's no problem. When he transforms, he's a lot stronger. He greatly raises attack for 1 turn. The reason why I don't like him compared to the Vegeta is because he greatly raises attack, not greatly raises defense like the Vegeta does. But if you pick up enough orbs, he can have his attacks effective against everybody. He can evade enemies' attacks. Or not, it's not a guarantee, but he gains an evasion stat by picking up 3 or more Ki Spheres. So he does have his perks. And then I've got the Physical Year 3 Gogeta. I've got the LR Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, with Vegeta's respect. Super Gogeta, the EZA. Int Gotenks, and then the Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Honestly, I can't think of a unit to bring on that last slot. If we do Connected Hopes with Otherworld Warriors, there aren't too many options that come up that I could think of. You got like maybe, I mean, honestly, it's just the Super Saiyan 3. The Super Saiyan 3 free-to-play Goku, or you could go the fusion route and you could just bring in another Gotenks, but the only other option would be the physical one. Physical one doesn't really have an EZA yet. Actually, wait, you know what? You could also try the Int free-to-play Super Saiyan 3 Goku who has the Link Super Attack. You obviously wouldn't get the Link Super Attack, but you could try. So, yeah, again, this just reinforces my point. You don't have these leaders, you're not going to get it done. You're just going to have to wait. It's kind of like a similar situation that some people are having with Space Traveling Warriors. If you can't do Space Traveling Warriors right now, when you can get the Pan LR GT EZA, that will make Space Traveling Warriors a whole lot easier because you've got an insane tank who also heals you every single time she attacks. That's going to make your team so much more consistent, so much more robust because you'll be able to actually keep going. You'll be able to stack your units faster, and it will make your team overall better. So if you can't beat that or this one, or even Corrupted Body and Mind, those are the 3 categories I haven't done yet. You're just going to have to wait. So here I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. Do I want to keep the future Gohan or do I want to rotate him out? And I decided to rotate him out because I know that coming up, we're going to be finishing this guy off in just a second. I don't want to keep the Gohan around. He's a good tank, but he's still weak. I do want to have the Super Gogeta around because he's going to be instrumental on the final phase, with the final phase being tech and all. So that's why I rotated out the future Gohan. He served his purpose, and now he will function as a flex unit for the rest of the fight. My only concern now is the AGL Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku. He's AGL. Yes, he raises defense, but he's still AGL. And you never know. All it takes is one stroke of bad luck, and then you're done. That's all it takes. And that's all I was thinking about, because I'm just coming off of 6 failed runs on Space Traveling Warriors, so the chances of me failing are pretty good. And that's what made me so stressed out. I've got 2 good units, but I do have a Gogeta that I do need to take care of. So at this point, I'm trying to decide, okay, do I want to keep the Gotenks on rotation, or do I need to keep him on the back end to protect from all those attacks? I ultimately decided to do that because there's no way I'm going to have Gogeta sit there and take, what, 6 slaps? 5 slaps? That's just way too much. So sadly, we lose the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks for a little while, but it saves the need to waste an item here. And that's the most important thing. I needed to be smart with my items because I didn't have too many left, and there was a degree of chance that was involved here. And you're going to see that coming up. I make a really, really smart gamble, and thankfully it pays off. And you'll see why. All that damage, massively avoided. Thank you. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Now we got the AGL nerd in here, and this makes me scared because everyone is being attacked a lot. Everyone's being attacked at least 3 times, but the chances of him dropping a super attack earlier seem more likely. So I decide I gotta get Spirit Bomb out of here. Let's take a chance, and let's also not take a chance. So I use a Princess Snake. I got 2 Princess Snakes, so this is all I got. This Princess Snake and then 1 more, and I'm kind of banking on the Dokkan attack to carry me. But thankfully some of these attacks are going through. If Gogeta's attacks were constantly dodged, this run would have been a failure. Like right here, I got 2 super attacks, both of which connected, both of which were critical hits. That's 5 million damage. That was a massive boost for me. And thankfully, all that damage we took was minimized thanks to the Princess Snake. I think Goku also got the guard kicking in, and because of that, he took like double digits. Okay, so here, it was a choice between the Gogeta or the future Gohan. I ultimately went with the Gogeta because I'm trying to push for more damage, and there's 1 extra attack happening at the back end. So instead of having Gogeta be at the end, because he can't counter, I had to get the Gohan in there. And this was a scary turn, I will admit. This was a pretty scary turn. Because he's got a lot of health left. So here's our first attack. Oh no, this is our... No, this is... What got the Ultra Super? No, this is a regular attack. Okay. So we took about 100k right there. That's a calculated loss. Now this Gohan, this is where his tanking, once again, was super appreciated. So here's the first stack. Does he do a second one? He does not. He takes 27, 27, 25, 26. So it's kind of like the Great Ape level, where, yeah, he still takes damage, but it could have been so much worse had someone else been there. So props to Future Gohan. I strongly recommend you guys try him out. He's not going to be a game changer offensively, but he will be a great option for defense. We got a Dokkan attack coming up. Who do we use for the Dokkan attack? Do we use the Gogeta, or do we use the Gotenks? And, more importantly, do we rotate out the Namek Goku, or keep the Gotenks? That was what I was struggling with, but I decided, you know what, we're going all in. The scariest part of this, I've got defense, but I don't have too much defense. I've got type advantage, but I don't have too much health left. So what am I going to do here? Am I going to waste an item, or am I going to roll the dice? I roll the dice. And man, does it pay off. Look at how much damage I was taking. At this point, I'm thinking, it's over. It's over. Oh, it's dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Nope, I'm out. That was it. That's it. But I just hang in there. 60-something thousand. That was it. We have 50k health left. This has got to carry. If this does a crit, I'll heal full health. If this doesn't do a crit but still does a lot of damage, I'll heal most of my health back. And now, I've basically established that we are in the end game because I've got both of my int units on rotation. They will be coming back. And if I can survive this turn, I can use Princess Snake next turn, after which the following turn brings these 2 back for the final gambit. And, yeah, and then he dodged, which really pissed me off. Because right there, that was not what I needed. I needed that extra attack. So now I'm thinking, I'm in a lot of trouble here because I have to deal with 4 health bars left, and I got 2 more turns to do it. And we got the AGL guy back. But we healed a lot of health, so now we are in really, really good standing. We have 80% of our health back, or 70, I'd say. We got a good, reliable stacker here. We're healing more with these physical orbs. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, we got to use a Princess Snake, right? Like, there's no way. So at worst case scenario, if this turn doesn't kill, next turn we'll attack with our int units. And if that doesn't kill, we'll at the very least most likely survive it. And we can come back with these guys on the following turn and win. That's where I'm thinking. That's where I'm thinking. So now we've got him to just right at the 4 gauge mark. Physical Gogeta year 3. Doing work with a 2 million damaging attack. Year 3, folks. And he does it a little bit more. So he does 3 million damage. So now victory is definitely within reach. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting a crit from Namek Goku. I wasn't expecting a crit from a year 3 guy. And now we're getting hit with a super attack, but Princess Snake. And that's why I used Princess Snake. Oh man, there has to be some luck involved. You gotta be lucky and you gotta have the units, folks. You gotta be lucky and you gotta have the things roll your way certain times. That's just the unfortunate reality of the Legendary Goku event. Especially this new one, man. This dude is ridiculous. I still, as much as I like how challenging this is, I absolutely despise the STR Grade 8 one. I think he needs to be scaled down just a little bit. But overall, this is a really, really good event. So now, I feel like we won this. We got 2 int units, and we have a tank at the end. So the chances of us losing are pretty low. The only thing that could kill us is if the Gotenks gets attacked first attack. But he probably won't, which means he will be able to stack his defense before he gets hit again. Gogeta will be able to stack his defense before he gets hit again. And the Gohan, he's a tank, so he should be able to handle 2 hits. Kind of was hoping for an additional there, but it's okay. It's okay. This is where we take it. This is why the EZA Int Gogeta is insane. 1 Rainbow Key Sphere gives you dodge, medium chance. 2 Rainbow Key Spheres gives you an underrated but very much appreciated attack plus 40%. 3 Rainbow Key Spheres gives you everything else that was mentioned before, and a high chance to perform a critical hit. Int Gogeta is excellent. The MVP for this run is either going to be the Int Gogeta or the Int Gotenks, but the physical Super Saiyan Gohan from the future is a welcomed addition. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below and let me know in the comments your MVP for that run. Which unit do you think helped me the most? And do you think that the future Gohan is actually more useful than people give him credit for? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.